Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we're back with the Civil War. We have a Smoke and Steel League broadcast for you. It's going to be the Kentucky Outlaws versus the Missouri State Guard this week. If you were playing in this event, live streaming or recording and uploading your perspective, send me a link to that and I will put it in the pinned comment section of the video. But for our first match for today, we have the Otto and Sherrick Farms. The Missouri State Guard picked the map, and TKO they picked the CSA side, whereas our second map, TKO, they picked Roulette Lane, and MSG decided to pick the Union side, and I think understandably. But before we get into all of this, thank you to our YouTube members for the support. If we'd like to support, go beneath the video and hit the join button. By doing so, you can get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment in the bottom of our videos and get an additional broadcast per week. So our regiments for today, here are the standings. I forgot about that. You know, we're in a competitive event. Maybe the standings are important, but here they are. I will note I will be gone next week because I'm off seeing some Civil War battlefields, so I will miss the Jackson Division versus Corn Brigade matchup. However, should be back for the 2 Corps versus 51st Alabama matchup on the 23rd. And then our regiments for today, on the Kentucky Outlaw side, you have the 10th United States, 51st Alabama, 7th Texas Colquitt's Brigade, Free States Brigade, 2 Corps, and the Shenandoah Regulars, whereas on the Missouri State Guard side, you have the 10th Tennessee, 12th Virginia, 59th New York, Corn Brigade, Jackson's Division, and the Alabama Volunteer Corps. Server pop for today, it is currently 3:50 on the dot. America right now, USA up by 7. And considering that both sides have artillery on this map, CSA have 10, Americans have 8. So our infantry in balance right now is 8 in favor of the American side. Frontline reporters for today. On the USA side, you have Red from the 59NY, 59th New York. And then on the opposite side, CSA side, you got Archer from the 6th Louisiana, or 2 Corps. Appreciate these guys so we can see what's going on the ground while also seeing what is going on in the sky. So the American side has already started to push up a little bit. Kind of across this whole map, it seems. They're just trying to get into a firefight. And I mean, that's kind of what happens when you get to these high server pops. For this game, because I mean, if you just look here, the defending side can defend the whole width of the map essentially with 175 players, and it can be very difficult for the attackers to just group up and break through. And I mean, it's partially due to the weaponry on the map. The CSA defense, they've got the 1st Georgia Regiment with the option of the Enfield or the Springfield 42, so buck and ball, and they have the Palmetto Sharpshooters with the Enfield or the Mississippi. NCOs, though, they can get the Whitworth with that scope on it. The American attackers, on the other hand, they have the 20th Massachusetts with the Enfield, and they also have the 17th Michigan with the option of the Springfield 55 or the Springfield 61. So American side here does not have that buck and ball. The defending CSA side does. Now, one thing to note is that the attackers did have a 52% ticket advantage in a couple months ago, rather. Then they updated the game, rebalanced a lot of the maps, and they gave the defending CSA side here 10% more tickets. So it's about a 42% ticket advantage to the attacker. Still a lot, but obviously not. You know, it's a lot, but any amount of difference can really make impact, especially on a map like this. So it'll be intriguing to see how it goes. So looking at our defender side, here's TKO helming up the far right side of the CSA line with the 51st Alabama holding down to their left side. Behind that, you got the 10th United States popping shots there. And then cycling over to this left center side here, you got CQB with some 5th VA artillery men there. And then holding behind the barn here, looks like you got 6LA. They were up there for a second, but looks like maybe they were taking too many casualties, so they fell back. Similarly, it looks like FSB is doing a similar thing. Similarly. Indeed. American side, on the other hand, you got the 59th New York holding down the far right side of this American line with 10th Tennessee to their left. JD a little behind that. And then you got Corn Brigade kind of on the front side here. In the center of the map, you got more Corn Brigade with 8th Ohio back there. Looks like some AVC guys are starting to push up. Maybe some respawns there. Looks like you got some 8th Ohio skirmishers there as well. And then on the far American left, you got MSG at the helm, bringing pretty dang good numbers tonight, with 12th VA in the mix as well. And it looks like 12th VA is going to take the initiative here. Remember, all these officers in a Steam chat so they can communicate with each other. And 12th VA is going to be the first American group to try to get into these Confederate defensive lines.
Here they come to the north.
You do have some CSA starting to shift over with that movement from 12th VA. Looks like MSG is slowly starting to move over as well. One thing to note, you do have the CSA battery up top here. At least one of the batteries. We saw 5th VA with the other battery on the other side. And then you also have the American guns in the back. So 12th VA, MSG. Now looks like 8th Ohio is trying to go up. 51st Alabama trying to get a beautiful flank. But 8th Ohio there at the right time in the right place. So good move there from 8th Ohio. Something also just to note, the American side is pushed past the road. And they're slowly just shooting down the CSA side and just throwing them back. CSA trying to avoid those ticket losses. I mean, you can already see in the ticket imbalance, the American side is up by almost a fourth of the morale stage, and there really hasn't been a major charge yet. So it just feels like the Americans are just kind of overwhelming the Confederates wherever they go. Now the Americans, if they want, could start leeching over to the center side of the map here. It used to be a strategy, the American side, to just bonsai across this map and get inside this house, bring your flags in, and just respawn guys in there. However, they made it where flags could not spawn people in a house anymore. So, as a result, no more. It's very sad. It was a fun strategy. I remember when the CSA Arty would shoot and hit the house, the whole game would just lag. It was a glorious thing, But no more. Instead, we have line battles here. So, something to note as well, the American side cannot push up to here. They can if they want, but it is out of bounds for them. That's kind of why the CSA line is here. Obviously, they can pull back a little more if they please, but they obviously want to keep up the ticket fight. They don't want to sit too far back, per se. So, more Americans are starting to leech towards the center. 10th US kind of backing off that right side just to spread out and get a little more cover. Something I think is most important about the situation, you do have the point of contention right there, so the Americans kind of have control of it. And now it looks like you got 8th Ohio moving up. Oh, it looked like it. And then they stopped.
Howdy! Fortified. Howdy, brother. Keep moving.
Don't stab me, goddammit.
How dare you?
10th US has got some paratroopers there as they just hop down and they wipe 8th Ohio. Not really expecting it. Looks like CSA have fallen back further up top. 59th has really started to push up this pace, but with 8th Ohio's wipe, 30th Ohio, the counterpart is going to try to come in and assist here, or at least retake the ground, which they will. They might just charge this out. And so that's a good little move there from 30th. More Americans now are pushing up this right side. I mean, this is actually kind of wild how lopsided this has been. Really, TKO 51st and others are trying to charge back, flank in here. Which, I mean, they'll get some nice shots, but they're putting themselves in a pretty aggressive state here. I think it's honestly surprising how well MSG and the American side are just rolling over the TKO defense. I don't blame TKO for picking the CSA side ever as well. I mean, every time I watch this map, what generally happens is the American side pushes up either right or left. Let's just say the left, for example. They push up to the left, and the Americans will eventually charge, and the CSA on this side will just run over, collapse in, and flank. But the Americans just countering that are like, okay, we'll just attack across the whole map. And so far, that seems to have really worked. CSA line is starting to spread out, shift as well. 10th US, their iconic little fence line there. 2 Corps mocking that as well.
Sharpshooters, Company B colors, needs to be with the 10th.
And I mean, if the CSA can win on one of these flanks, looks like mostly on this side, they could have a chance to try to outflank their opponent there, which the American side is actually shifting over here, interestingly. 30th Ohio starting to reform and face this way. Maybe they were told they're getting weakened over here, which they are. But CSA is going to hit engaged any second. So, Nice move there from TKO and 51st Alabama. The only issue is, again, it's the tickets. The only thing that matters in War of Rights is the tickets. Obviously having fun, but who cares about having fun? We're here to win. So, yeah. CSA is almost down to engage. I mean, CSA's put up a good fight, but I mean, the Americans just clearly might just be out shooting the CSA here. I mean, the Americans aren't up 42% tickets, so it's like the CSA is dealing more damage, which is what you would expect from an attacker-defender perspective. But the Americans are doing pretty well, and with 30th Ohio now running over, they tried to get a cheeky little flank here. It was a nice idea, but CSA saw and now falling back. Good reaction from them. It's like Tanky West is starting to push back up to where they were originally were. Generally want to hit a defender down to engage by the 30-minute mark, and I mean, this pace for the American side is very good. So if the CSA side does decide to turtle it back, where the American side can't really engage them, they could early cap that point with stop the black timer, but since the Americans are up, the defenders are down. The defenders could regain tickets up to the percentage of the attacking side if the Americans decide to cap the point before the defenders hit breaking. So, I mean, we'll see. The CSA side, especially on that side, is putting themselves in a position where the Americans can still fight them. So, Americans probably won't early cap anytime soon. There's no need to, especially with this much time on the clock left. It would suck for the Americans to early capture the point. You know, they have to hold it for a certain amount of time. That time depends on the morale stage of the defending side. And it would be a shame if the defenders then just retook the point and regain some tickets, especially when the Americans have had such a good start. So
I'm barrier right now.
Bravo, Alpha Charlie, keep suppressing fire on that gun.
Good boy.
Hey, see those Rambos in the field, hit him.
Keep it up, boys. I'm proud of him.
lastly, not that a lot of people are really going to be spawning here, but CSA main spawns up here. At least infantry-wise. I mean, that's kind of in the sight of everything. Jeez, JD is really going out for a flank here. They're trying to get an angle. So they're just actually running up popping shots and falling back. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, the Americans have just played a phenomenal game so far. They just... Perfect.
Oh, he died.
I think they pulled away from the gun, man.
Yeah, they fell back into the bomb. But there is no case on nearby there, so.
So, see, you have a couple of 8th Ohio guys. So that's a spot to be in. Uh-oh, Tanban wants him, though. 2. Oh. Oh! Casablanca! Not expecting that one. Also, this poor guy. My goodness. Oh my... Oh. The American side hits engaged. Oh, we got a little charging on this side. 7th Texas getting a little ballsy here on JD. I don't mind that from 7th Texas. It doesn't look like they took a whole lot of casualties. At least, maybe. But they got a good amount of numbers here, so I assume they didn't take a lot of casualties. Nice idea there from them. Uh-oh.
Thanks for the tickets. Good lord, back.
But, I mean, JD was kind of pushing themselves out pretty far, so nice idea to charge them out. I mean, they didn't get a flag, but America, I mean, at least Tennessee here would have been able to probably recover that flag.
Tennessee to my left. Tennessee to my left.
So,
They're falling back.
the thing is, though, is they've got to find some way to turn these tickets back in their favor. Which, I mean, it's a nice charge, but I don't know if it probably helped their tickets if they didn't get wiped a whole lot. But
Where that flag is, gentlemen. Nice shot.
individual actions like that, although good for the team, the whole team has to have a consistent effort to come back here. And I mean, it's probably just going to come down to who has the better marksmanship. And I mean, right now it's about a third of a morale stage difference almost.
line up in front of him, I guess. Line up right here. Steady game. Steady, lane low.
Hold on.
Hey, left of the line, be shooting southeast south where that flag is running. At the independent. Flag. They're moving up.
So, I mean, hey. It's I will say it's nice to see the Civil War mode back. It's very nice to see that. I mean, I know it's been a week of Revolutionary War stuff, but it's still nice to see this back. At least for me, because right, I'm gonna be gone for a while. We're gonna be posting a lot of Revolutionary War pub stuff over the next week or two.
Hi guys.
And some other stuff as well, but. So this is a traditional position you see from the attacking side here. The Americas, well, the Americas. I'm so used to calling the American side Americans because not Union because of the event, and now I just keep calling them America. Which I mean, it's not wrong. It's just weird. So the Union side, they like to hold in this little trench line position here. It's not a bad spot to hold in. I mean, it is kind of a trench. It's one of those more staple locations. You'll see the USA side like to push up sometimes before pushing up. I mean, they were kind of doing it at the beginning of the game as well. So, looks like they're just getting to the reform. And I mean, the CSA side has kind of pushed themselves back out again. And the 59th is pushing out. They even got Pixelated Apollo in the line tonight, which is always good to see.
Don't group up.
Use the fence like murder holes, boys. Peek them.
So, I mean, this is Otto and Sherrick, my friends. This is what it is. It can either be a lot of charging or a sit and shoot. And I mean, frankly, that is war rights, but
like after the 5th time, do you think you just went,
I mean,
oh, fuck again? Like, how do you think you react?
you can't blame the American side. They've been waiting on tickets the whole round just by doing a shootout. They're doing pretty dang good on time too, especially considering they gave the CSA 10% more tickets in the last update as well. So, and I mean, CSA for a while now has, in a sense, like been half turtling. They're at least shooting at the Union side from a distance, just trying to hide and stick cover and preserve tickets, but yeah, they're still losing tickets. And on top of that, the USA side still has a ticket lead. So it's like, regardless of what the CSA kind of done here, the American side has continually kept us lead. And so you can maybe do this for, a few more minutes, maybe until you get taking losses. And at that point, if you're the CSA side, you got to start thinking of something else. Now, there's no real rules in this event for lock-on strategy, so you can do whatever you want, really. And if you're the CSA side, you have to force the American side to capture the point. To one, maybe regain some tickets, which actually looks like the ticket gap might be decreasing right now. But if it continues this way, at least, CSA is going to probably need to regain tickets, make it even again. So they need to really turtle as far back as they can, which I think they can get about here before it's out of bounds. I don't entirely know, though. So they've got to, they got to either turtle. Are they going to early cap? But yeah, the American side, if the CSA turtles, the Americans are going to have to early cap eventually because they don't want to run out of time. But interestingly, the 59th is going to try to get a little cheeky little flank here on the 10th US.
What's up, guys? What's up?
What a flank from the 59th New York here. Really well done from them. That's a clean wipe of the 10th US guys that were there at least, which I think that was all of them.
Yankees are right in front of us. Like 50 fucking feet in front of us in this white fence.
Really good. That just knocked the CSA down a good bit, actually, it looked like. So, I mean, yeah. if at this point, CSA, they haven't really found a way to get a ticket lead, at least from the shootout. Even falling back is not really working for them. So they're going to have to turtle, force the American side to cap, and then try to retake the point if at all possible. Meanwhile, the Americans are pushing the pace again, getting up on TKO, 51st, and TQB.
On your right, on your right.
Get your load.
Get back here, son.
I mean, the CSA is up on dudes. It's the craziest part. Where'd my mouse go? I was so confused. I was scrolling, but I couldn't see this thing. Anyways, I mean, artillery-wise, right? Considering that, I mean, the CSA is up 1 infantry, dude. It really just feels like the American firepower is overwhelming the defense of the CSA side. And I mean, they're starting to fall back a little more, it looks like, just maybe adjusting their line, which this is a crazy defensive formation. You got, who do you got up here? 2 Corps, at least. They're facing down towards the south, and then you got the 10th US facing this way. That is crazy positioning, by the way. You get why they're there. It's just wild. But American side is now starting to, at least the American right is now pushing towards the center. CSA about to hit taking losses. CSA is going to have to turtle at this point. Or are they got to find some other way to play this? Because right now this is not working. It's also a little interesting as well because the CSA side has buck and ball. They have shotguns. The American side doesn't. But yet the CSA side is, for the most part, trying to keep their distance with the Americans. And I mean, you can understand that. But so far, it hasn't really worked out. So, I mean, we'll see. Maybe they think they could stick it and do well with it for the rest of the game. CSA, maybe they'll try to charge or maybe just turtle back. I mean, they got plenty of time. You generally want to hit the defenders down to taking losses by the 20-minute mark. So, I mean, the American USA side, they're doing phenomenal, really. They've stuck to a strategy, and it's worked well so far anyways. As long as you're keeping tickets even as an attacker, you're doing great. You can be down like a 1/4 of morale stage tickets as an attacker and still be in a fine spot. It's about a 1/3 to a 1/2 morale stage where things get a little worried, and the reason for that is just because of how the last stages work for each side, which I mean, we have some downtime. I mean, defenders at last stand. At that point, they can't respawn. The attackers at final push. The black timer drops if it's high. It drops down to a couple minutes. It's different depending on the map. But the attackers in final push have infinite spawns. Just limited time, infinite spawns. Defenders, no more respawns. And so final push is such a huge advantage over last stand just because the attackers can keep spawning people in. And so that's why if you're keeping things even in terms of tickets as an attacker, you're doing a great job. Because if you both hit your last stage at the same time, defenders can't respawn, but the attackers can still. So it's oh my goodness, this is something interesting. May be important. 7th Texas getting real aggressive here. Looks like they maybe force some JD guys back. FSB Caldwell is at least running up, and looks like the rest of FSB is following. So, I mean, we saw that American team go from their right side to the center, and the CSA now trying to potentially take advantage of this. You have some 58 guys just getting right in there.
Clear the cannon.
And, I mean, if the American side wanted to, they're starting to get a little encircled, which is what we've seen in times where the CSA defense is really well, is if they can flank on one of these sides and collapse in. So the American side, they just got to watch for that. It's a good move, though. 7th Texas, FSB, at least somewhat moving up together. But it would be actually crazy to see if the whole CSA team just charged at the American side. I mean, they've almost nearly encircled them. They're starting to get a little closer on this side as well. 51st Alabama actually playing aggressive here.
Single file on the tree.
Looks like these guys got the Mississippis at least. You can tell because they're short. They're short ore guns. Wow, that gun's dirty.
I'm fucking ecstatic.
Huh.
Oh my god, I'm gonna come.
This is the first time.
I'm literally white
I've
cheese.
never seen this.
So American side gets thrown back. TKO trying to push up. Meanwhile, you got a fair amount of Americans coming out of Maine. They're going to go flank 7th Texas, but you have 6LA running up center. Which JD's not really throwing out 7th Texas like you would maybe hope for that. I mean, they do, again, have a little bit of a nice flank there, which might force CSA back off a little bit, which is good for their sake, because, I mean, CSA is starting to kind of encroach across the whole American front line here. JD's going to fall back, though. FSB held. 7 Texas fell back. And all of a sudden, I mean, the CSA team just kind of encircled, and that's how they win on these maps, or at least do very well. Tickets overall, though, slightly in USA's favor still, so they're definitely getting closer, but I will say you do have 1 or 2 American groups. Looks like 8th Ohio, 10th Tennessee, 59th, actually just a mix of groups. They're just hunkering down, forming square, and if the CSA side collapsed on them, that would be a thing of beauty. 6 LA is going in, though.
Bastards.
So they kind of just trickled in there and got wiped. Tickets overall are fairly even. CSA looks like FSB falls back. 7th Texas may be pushing up a little bit. You do have some 10th US guys now going in. This is definitely not going to help your side out. So CSA's actually evened it on the tickets a little bit here, which good on them.
Fuck you, Red.
Brace these fuckers, brace them, brace.
Let him come to you. Hold. Don't chase them, boys. Tree at the choke point.
There's more coming, there's more coming.
So American side holds that. I mean, that gives them a slight bump in the ticket lead there. So we'll see what happens at this point. But I mean, the Americans are in a phenomenal spot right now. They're slightly up on tickets this late into the game. They've kept the lead. They still basically have control of the point in a sense. At least they have it surrounded. They can run on it whenever they want. When the CSA side starts to get closer and closer down to breaking, the American side needs to start pre-capping that point. So that the moment the defenders hit breaking, they can cap and win. But the American side looks real spread out right now. It just kind of happened. The American side, I mean, yeah. So you got some 8th Ohio, 59th guys running back up to their lines there. 6 LA's just kind of taking shots at them as they please. 10th US main spawns are now pushing back up. And you have guys running through the point here that are capping it right now. And right as that happens, 7 Texas going in.
Texas. Hey, you fucking nerd. Get the fuck off the hill.
Fuck you, Jiggy! You're a bitch. You're a bitch. You're a bitch, bro. You're a bitch. You're a bitch.
Come here, boy. I'll protect you. Come here, boy.
You get what 7 Texas was doing, but man, you heard in some of those chatter, they overextended.
We're friendly, we're friendly, we're friendly, we're friendly.
And 7 Texas is basically going to be wiped, thrown off, almost hitting the USA or CSA side into breaking there. Wow. Good counter push though from the mix of JD and CV guys. Americans they really need to start pre-capping this, because if CSAL charges in on the point, which they will, I mean, that's going to be a buck and ball fire going down on you. But meanwhile, the Americans keep counter pushing here. Got a lot of CSA up top. Why aren't they early pre-capping? Pre-cap. I don't know why we don't see pre-capping too often. It feels like I never see it anyways. I don't know, maybe it does happen, but let's see. You got CSA starting to mount up. It's kind of shifting over from their left to their right. It's the Americans aren't as strong on this side.
Oh, fuck! Joseph, no! Joseph!
Friendlies have got the house. Friendlies have got the house. Everything's fine.
And looks like they are starting to get on it. It looks like you got a mix. 8th Ohio, 30th Ohio. They hit breaking. If the Americans capture, they win. Meanwhile, CSA charging the MSG in 12th VA. They get a flag, but the question is, was that too much of a distraction for them? Whole American team's on point. Here we go.
Objective others. We take this from them. Kill them if they try and come over that fence.
Push him out! Push him out! Push him out! Push him out! Push him out!
And that's going to be a very good win on part of MSG. That charge there and the MSG in 12th VA, I mean, it's a nice idea because you charged and were able to, you know, get a flag down, but it looks like it might have distracted long enough for the Americans to really get a foothold on that point and end up taking it in the end. So, really good job from the American side. They just played a great game, really. Maybe not the most, you know, entertaining thing by any means, you know, a sit and shoot. It's a little boring to watch, you could say that, but it's still a valid strategy nonetheless. And I mean, you saw it here. Really well played, and I'm intrigued to see how it's going to work out next round, where the attacking CSA side is going to have a much more difficult time being able to charge, at least compared to this map, I would argue. So, really good first round. The marksmanship from the American side must have just been on point tonight, but really well played. A lot of skirmishing deaths for the CSA side, though. It seems that way. But anyways, good first round. We'll see y'all shortly for round number 2. And here we are with the start of our second round. Roulette Lane. Server pop right now. It's gone up to 377. CSA up by 3 right now. And again, we got artillery on both sides. Actually, I'm wrong. The CSA doesn't have it. The Americans do. 11 on artillery. So our infantry in balance right now is currently 16 in favor of the CSA side. With that all being said, let's get it. So out of the 2 maps to win for MSG tonight is the American side. Otto and Sherrick, I would argue, is the harder one. This map traditionally has been heavily CSA's favor. It is a 44% ticket advantage for them before the update. Now 39%. Devs gave the defenders 5% more tickets. Weapons on this map. The Americans, they've got the 1st Delaware with the Enfield and the 14th Indiana with the Springfield 61. And they also have... That was it. This 1st Delaware with Enfield, 14th Indiana with Springfield 61. CSA, on the other hand, I flipped the CSA and then continued acting like it was the Union side. But it is different. CSA weapons, they've got the 3rd Arkansas with the Springfield 42, or the Enfield, and they have the 27th North Carolina with the Springfield 42, Enfield, and the Springfield 55. So this map traditionally was heavily favored towards the CSA side. They had that buck and ball advantage. The American side, as you can see, they can defend the whole width of the map now. They could not do that in the past. So the issue is for the CSA, their traditional path is to group up in the woods or group up behind this barn here and just charge straight up the hill at the Americans, which may have worked in the past because the Americans didn't have a lot of defenders, but now they have, you know, 180 guys shooting rifles right now with artillery in the mix as well. It's just devastating for the CSA to try to attack. So you've seen CSA sometimes like to charge up the middle here. But again, it's a very similar situation. It's almost worse because the American artillery, which is up top here, has a much better view of this barn here. You can already see these 30th Ohio guys aiming a gun right to that spot. And you never see the CSA charge this side because it's kind of a wide open field. Anyways, something CSA have done as of late is it looks like TKO is trying to do this right now, is they will run up halfway and try to get into a shootout with the Americans here. They are defilated. They are obviously still very visible to the American line, but they are slightly defilated. Americans have always combated this by running over here and trying to get a flank, but I mean, you do have 7th Texas in a really nice spot here in FSB as well. That's really going to prevent the Americans from flanking, but this map has become ridiculously difficult for the CSA just because of the amount of Americans that they can shove on that snake fence. And I mean, you can even see they have guys just sitting back here waiting for a charge, 30th Ohio and AVC, they're just sitting back and waiting for a charge to happen. And the moment they charge, they're just going to slam up there with loads and everything. So it's a rough map for CSA, but they can still win this. It's actually kind of neat. When I watched this with the British versus the Americans, the British side just waddled their way over here, and the American sides were just focused on Icor and someone else there, and they won by taking the other side, which was awesome to see. But in terms of our match, FSB 7 Texas going for center. We assume we see the CSA going up top. It looks like they will. Two-pronged attack. So CSA doing at least moderately. Lamont, a lot of Americans leaving the top for the ground.
Right here, boys.
Brace these fuckers. Brace them on the left. Bayonets, everyone. Reinforce them.
Got more CSA coming out of the orchard there to assist with the flag.
Come on, you racist fucking country loser!
So the Americans at least holding their line up on top of the hill, and the same thing's happening down here.
Fire! Shoot!
We're good, we're good.
Tater, murder them! Murder them all! With your gun!
I'm
gonna get my bayonet on, get down. Talk to me!
Hey guys, watch down the road! Fucking northeast, you fuckers!
Yeah, get off my wall, bitch. Yeah, get the fuck off my wall. Yeah, get over. Come over here, bitch. You won't. Come here, get over. Hop over. You won't. You're a bitch. Hop over. Hop over, bitch.
Shed the rebels.
Yeah, they're trickling in.
So the Americans hold that charge, although the tickets are even. So, you know, good charge there on CSA part in the end. I mean, it kind of saw it even with my camera movement, but I mean, that's the thing. Americans had not so many guys down here. They sent a lot of guys up from the top to the bottom, and so let CSA kind of hit both sides a little bit, do some damage, and I mean, they kept the tickets even overall. Really nicely done on their part. If the American already got involved, that would have been something to see, but good initial push here from TKO. They got to at least keep doing this for the rest of the game. At least keeping the tickets even, if not maybe even trying to get a little thing called a ticket lead. A ticket lead. But, yeah, that's a really good start for them. Real good. The Americans, they were moving a lot of guys around in that charge, trying to put more guys on the side that was being charged, and, you know, it's understandable, but let the CSA hunt them down a little bit. Americans should just stick to a side, hold that, and then bounce over. Obviously, both are fine, and, I mean, what we just saw worked well for them, but if the Americans want to get a ticket lead, which is something that is very attainable on a map like this with this server pop, I would think it'd be better just to have everyone stay where they are. If one side wipes, they go reinforce the other side. So, CSA side is going to reform here. It looks like this is probably going to be the opposite of last round. You have 5th VA and SR over here kind of sniping it away. For those of you who are longtime viewers of the channel, you will remember SR had a glorious moment. Killer was commentating on this channel. They were sitting here, and Targray asked someone else, would you like to counter battery with us? And they were just shooting with their rifles. It's glorious. That is like top 10 iconic moment, I think, when broadcasting. And Killer immediately broke down. It was a beautiful thing. So, 5th VA SR kind of shooting it out with some Americans over here. They're not going to do a whole lot, but they might draw some attention, which, I mean, 8th Ohio's over here. But, yeah, we'll see what happens. Looks like this map, for the most part, is probably going to be the opposite. You have... That shot went over in the woods.
Skip my head.
Covered in his
At least his hat's okay. His hat's just fine. Yeah, I figured this.
I will say the CSA on this side, I have seen it post-update or post-ballistic update, which I think was 2 updates ago at this point. They just sat around the entire map and just shot it out with the American side, and they were able to catch back up in tickets doing that. So, I mean, maybe that's an option for the CSA as well. Who knows with that 5% ticket buff, but for the defenders anyways.
Condo, is my mic better?
No.
7th Texas is committed.
Okay.
Hey man, if I'm been stuck with another regiment, I'll get back and keep whacking.
I think we should back up a little bit.
So FSB is rushing out there a little bit. It's actually 7th Texas, some FSB win as well. And it looks like, as just mentioned, Britain is... Oh my goodness. I said this at the beginning of the update where I was so used to saying Union, Confederate, that, or Rebel, that it was screwing me a lot up when I first started recording the British versus the Patriots. And I said at the beginning, just watch. When I start recording Civil War again, I'm going to screw the Union and CSA up, and lo and behold, that just happened. So, anyways, you got 6LA and more 6LA all out here just popping shots at the American side. Meanwhile, other side of the map here, you got 51st Alabama and TKO that have pushed up. And it actually looks like Americans are now starting to get a ticket lead. So, I mean, again, right? If you're CSA, you want to hit these Americans into engage by the 30-minute mark to at least keep pace, and especially on a map like this where, I mean, it's taken the CSA a few minutes to get formed back up the moment they got wiped in that charge, so.
They're pulling back. They're pulling back.
So, CS is going to have to do something soon, or they can just sit and shoot this out, but, I mean, they're already down almost a third of a morale stage, so, I mean, especially after or during update time, I mean, we're still on a sale, the summer sale, which I'm pretty sure ends tomorrow. 1776 event, I think. What is it? It ends next Monday. So, I mean, at least, sorry, I shouldn't say it ends next Monday. It's just we assume it's going to end next Monday because yeah, it's 2 weeks after the event started, and that's where all these things normally happen. So, CSA side, looks like you got 6LA, at least part of their line starting to shift over. A lot of that CSA side sitting in the barn. I think a lot of this that's happening as well here is, I mean, the American side, ever since that charge has ended, they've still been firing shots nonstop at the CSA side. But CSA spent a fair amount of time reforming, and that's probably where we've gotten this ticket lead from the American side, is just the whole American, I mean, like what? 170, 180 infantry guys just nonstop shooting. Meanwhile, the CSA side, on the other hand, is reforming, so maybe that's where we got this ticket lead. But looks like we got charge up the center here. 7th Texas in front, FSB behind.
We're gonna charge.
Stab him to the wall.
The sun has turned to noon. Is this good news for the rebels? The CSA up the... Nah, they're all running this way. Alright. Americans even going in for a flank on this side. 59 hitting this side hard.
Get that flag up. I don't care whose it is.
Shoot the flag!
Everybody's dead. Everything's fine. This is the plan. The plan was to run up here and die.
So, I mean, the American line is holding. The CSA did hit engage. Americans about to fall into that as well.
Take back the wall. Take back the wall.
The wall is your
friend. Hey, CSA charge. Charge. No, come back. Come back.
Nice work, boys. Everything's going to be working out.
Hey, come back. Hey, come back. Come back, Gunny. Come back.
So, CSA will get all their flags back. So, good on them for that. But another held charge for the American side. Americans still hold a ticket lead here. So, it's a rough situation here for the CSA side.
Flags over here.
So, we're back to where we were a few minutes ago. Look how... Jeez, that smoke is moving up real fast. Why does it look so good, too? Wow. Crazy part is that those barns have been running for like 10 years and they still aren't fully burnt down. There's some strong wood there.
What's up, TJ? Brother,
Milo, turn around! Milo! To the door! Hey, Milo! There you go, keep going, Milo.
Dress it up, regulars, the sound of thy voice.
Jesus, gentlemen, can I just pop through?
Go be with you.
Speed! Stick your B on the side of the van, please.
I got Irish with me, it's right around here.
So, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell if the CSA, that last charge, helped them out in tickets. It's just because at the start and the end of the morale stage, it's like the bars are longer than what we see. And so, when you hit a new morale stage, it takes a second for you to start dropping in morale. But once you start dropping, you're going to drop. And it's kind of a similar thing. It looks like the USA is going to hit engaged any second, and they could, and I could be wrong, but it's going to take a minute for them to actually go down. Obviously, because CSA is not charging; they're just sitting back. But normally, when you see like consistent shootouts happen, maybe it would have been noticeable last round, and maybe better said last round. But it takes a minute for someone to actually fall down once it looks like they're about to. Anyways, the reason why I say that is because it's hard to tell where someone's at in their morale stage when they just hit or are about to fall into a new one. And so, once we see the Americans start dropping through engage, we'll really know that difference. I mean, right now, even before the Americans hit engage, it's almost, what, a third of a morale stage difference. So it doesn't look like that charge helped them a lot. It might not. It might have gone more in the Americans' favor. So 28-30 I saw in the chat. And you can see that American already just, I was going to say on point. But anyways, here they go. They're going a little spread out here. But they're going from different directions. Again, trying to hit the center. Americans hit engaged, and here we go. Something to note is you got a great flank on this side from 8th Ohio. You got American moving down the top.
That's a rebel right there.
Come this way.
No, that's my officer. Only person allowed to poke him is me.
Get back
Raise
here.
the corner.
Yeah.
Reinforce the corner. Oh, he is bent over.
Hey, shoot that guy.
That's like a,
Come here. Come out. On the fence. Fuck him up. Fuck him up. No, on the coming down the hill on our left. On our left. On our left.
Watch our left.
Come here, rubber boy. Nice pistol guy.
Pride of the suckers, so lucky for Lincoln and Liberty too. We're the better fucking nation! You're fucking fake! Your fake revelation shall go to hell!
Keep that flag down.
Wow.
Don't chase. Pull back. Pull back.
So, wow. I mean, they do get a British... I'm really going to do that. They really get a CSA flag down there, and I mean, it's over half morale stage difference at this point, which is very great for a defending side. I mean, if they keep this, I mean, if the tickets are even for us at the game, the Americans are going to win this game. But
Remember, everyone.
I am, I mean, Otto and Sherrick, I feel like picking that map was, obviously, in hindsight, kind of a good pick there. Otto feels like a much more balanced map from what I've seen anyways, even though it's slightly favored CSA, except for tonight. I don't know what happened there, but Otto and Sherrick has seemed to be a lot more balanced than Roulette Lane. It's a surprising pick from TKO to see Roulette Lane, but MSG, they pick smart here. I mean, here's the thing, right? If this is a 100v100 event, I take Roulette maybe any day of the week. if I'm CSA. But high pop, it's Union, so. But I mean, I guess you don't always know the numbers, but I'm pretty sure they flip a coin for these maps. I think they do it right at the beginning of Chord. I don't know if they do it before numbers, but even then, I mean, the numbers for this event have always ranged around 300 plus. So, I mean, 300 plus. This is Union bias, so I mean, who would have thought that a coin flip could be so important, or rather, just picking your map is so important? I mean, that's what we get every week.
We can crash now.
Boys, let's get in this fight. Let's get in this fight.
So CSA is going to have taken losses. They lost like 2/3 of them, or a little less than 2/3 of a morale stage there. And I mean, that first charge seemed to do the best for the CSA. They were fairly even on tickets. I don't know why they didn't continue to do that.
I don't know why their artery isn't currently punish fucking us.
I know. I'm a little confused.
We would be, that's the thing.
20 seconds!
20 seconds, get ready for blood.
If the CSA charged the exact same way have they done the past 2 times, it just feels like they want to lose at this point. I'm not gonna lie. It hasn't worked 2 times in a row. You're losing tickets 2 times in a row. You gotta do something different. You can't do the same thing. Here we go. So it looks like they do have some gunning it up center. 7th Texas, maybe more of a bait, but unfortunately you can see most of the CSA team going up the hill. It's not like there's trees there. Nice volley from the American line.
Do not be afraid. The buck and ball is appropriate. Buck and ball is appropriate. Die, motherfucker. Die, boy. Wait till they jump.
Well, CSA bringing their flags up center. They're gunning it up top. They might have a little window here. Americans rushing up from the center.
Come on, your friend Stanley.
I smell you.
You're not getting your booty cut.
You remember the training.
CSA, it was looking maybe good for a moment. It looks like they lost the flag, and now the whole American team's piling up top. CSA doesn't look like they have too many flags up here.
I killed an officer! I killed an
You missed, oh my god.
Up and over.
Stop that.
You need to calm down. You stabbed me.
I'm gonna kiss you.
I'm gonna kiss your balls.
So you got some trickling forward CSA guys at this point, but that charge is a loss in the end. USA hits taking losses. CSA about a third of the way through taking losses. And they've now lost a flag. That's going to be a little hard to get back. I don't know why they're just still trickling guys up here at this point. They want that ticket lead for the Americans to grow.
Back it up. Yep, let's go
Going
back.
back to the barn, gentlemen.
Oh, that didn't go too well.
No, not really.
1 point.
Oh my goodness. What a shot. You can shoot through the barn, guys. What a shot.
How am I not dead?
That's why I think you heard CSA guys earlier being like, I'm surprised Artie hasn't destroyed us yet. I said it a little differently, but... well, CSA is going to reform. They're down at a minimum a half morale stage right now, so... they're in a tricky spot.
First battle line.
Crossing the streams. Keep going, FSB.
And I mean, the caveat here for the CSA side is that since they've played so aggressive to start, they do have 21 minutes on the clock. They have a lot of time. Now, they can try to sit and shoot this out for literally like the next 10-15 minutes if they want to. They have the time. The shooting out might make the tickets closer, which maybe they will, maybe they won't. Hard to tell until it happens, but you know, it's better than charging and dying and losing, you know, consistently on both fronts. That being the actual melee and the ticket trade.
Hey, Silver, remember, hey, let me know, say something. I can't really hear you, though. That's the thing. I need to hear you. There we go. I can hear you. Is there a way that you can raise your... We're going to talk about it later. I want to hear you.
There you go, boys.
Crouch and load, crouch and load, crouch and load.
So, CSA side, I mean, they're mostly gathering up on that barn again. Yeah, it really makes me think they're going to charge again. I mean, for CSA, right, if they win one charge, and get up onto the top of the hill and they're able to actually hold, they'll most likely win the game. So, I mean, it's just one good charge or one big Union mistake from being a loss. So, but they're just going in again. And they're doing the same thing where that lost them the worst ticket trade. But here they go. You do have a fair amount of guys actually sitting back right now still. 6 LAs going through the barn. But here we go.
Watch our right flank.
We got some more CSA reinforcements, albeit delayed, now starting to move up. 6 LAs moving in as well.
Oh, but the cocksuckers come to you, boys.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Where are you going?
That's how we do it.
Yeah. The American side wins another charge.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
Come on, come over here, fight me like a man, boy. Fuck you.
Hey, kill it, officer. Kill it, officer.
Come on, get in here.
And that's another down flag, so I mean there's the same one, but they'll probably be able to at least get it at some point. Mac 4. Oh, it's a valiant effort. What the? These are the 4K rendered flags that we have for War of Rights, by the way. It's absolutely beautiful. It's actually quite impressive that the outside frame, if you want to call it that, that's not a frame, but you know what I mean, is still completely intact while the flag is not. Oh, there it is. Hello. You've been having a fun day here. Only a couple bullet holes through you, eh? Anyways. CSA basically in breaking at this point, which they still have time. They can sit and shoot this out. Now, normally I don't like sitting and shooting out. I like being aggressive and charging, but obviously there's a time and place for everything, and now is the time for the sit and shoot. You have a lot of time left. You still have a fair amount of tickets to adjust your plan, but you're in a worse situation now. You're down 3/4 of the morale stage. It's the worst that they've been in so far. Again, they need to win one charge, but they haven't been close to winning one yet. So, unlikely to happen.
Fred, that's pretty funny.
So, I mean, right now, right, the Americans are up by 14-2, which is probably part of it as well. When you consider artillery in the mix, though, I mean, it's a 2-man infantry in balance in favor of CSA. But, I mean, Artie's obviously hit a couple shots there. But even if this map is dead even, from at least my experience on this high pop, this is how it's kind of going to be. I mean, obviously, it's going to hurt the CSA a lot. And I almost wonder if... because, I mean, it is a 15-man imbalance at this point, which I'm pretty sure is... oh, now it's 14. 15, more than 15-man imbalance. It's too much, and they got to do a rematch. I mean, we're still teetering on that. but not in there yet. But I mean, these. It's up to you to decide if you think 15-man would have made a big hand balance. But that being said, CSA side's starting to spread out again. They really should just get into a shootout. They need to at least try that.
Keep it moving, CQB. Keep it moving.
I was swapping back to round ball.
So it looks like they might be doing that with hearing go back to round ball. Bucking ball is very inaccurate. So round ball will definitely help you with that accuracy front a little bit. So
Prepare, 30 is prepare.
Yes, Daddy.
Don't shoot our friends.
We have time for we're getting hit up here, so.
what? Currently a 15-man balance difference from CSA to USA. It all happened at once, trying to figure out a swap standby. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, props to them for doing that. 5th VA or SR is probably going to be the one bounced over, I would guess, but they've got to do it quick. There's not a lot of time in this match. And I mean, I don't, CSA, they need to do a shootout. So, I mean, nice. I mean, already gets a couple kills there. Oh, where'd that one go? Oh, it shot through the barn. Okay. But, I mean, yeah, CSA, they need to get into a shootout, and maybe them on standby will force them to do that. And, I mean, we'll see if it evens out the tickets. Generally, a shootout does do that. You would think, because, I mean, this is kind of what we saw last round, but last round was extreme, almost. Actually, it wasn't too extreme in the grand scheme of things. Early on, it was, but balancing back to 8, holding swap. Well, that was quick. What happened? Why did the balance switch like that? Interesting. I mean, Americans still have 13 on artillery now, so, I mean, they're down 4 or 5 infantry. Obviously, you can argue otherwise, but generally, since the attackers have more tickets overall, there's so many factors going into if a shot actually hits, the sway of the weapon, the skill of the person, suppression, elevation change, so many factors that I generally like to think it's a 1-to-1 trade in kills, which means it's a 1-to-1 trade in tickets. And since the attackers have more tickets, it's not going to hit them as much in terms of a percentage as a defender. So over the long run, generally a shootout helps the attacking side. Again, that's general case. I would assume anyways. Obviously, a lot of different factors going into that as well, but I mean, that's what I've at least kind of picked up on after watching a fair amount, which I could be wrong, but. I mean, it's not like the game tells you if you kill someone, so it's hard to. I mean, you'll shoot a volley, and the officer will say, "All right, aim up higher, aim up lower," assuming they actually get a good visual on the shot. And I mean, when you're independent firing, you're definitely not getting that. Yeah, maybe, but.
The Army gave me a Glock with the switch.
What?
The Army did not give you a Glock with the switch.
That don't even exist yet.
The Union Army gave me a Glock with the switch. No, they did not. After much
the British are trying to defend our cause. This is how the Confederacy should have been. The 10th Grenadiers. It's glorious sight.
Now 12th VA, 12th VA, back it up.
What's British? Back it up to the new line.
So, I mean, it looks like maybe that ticket gap is getting a little closer. Maybe like a third to a half. I doubt it's that close because, again, right, the Americans, they're going to hit braking, and it's going to take them a second to actually move down. CSA only just started moving down on braking. So it's still probably around a half morale stage, which is a slight improvement. They still have time, right? But it's almost starting to run out of that time. It's a balancing act. This is this is better than Garland Stand for the attacker. Garland Stand, it's a South Mountain map for those of you who don't know. Essentially, it's a big wooded map, and the American side has to charge and break through the CSA defense, but the CSA, their whole team's got buck and ball. The Americans don't have it. It's a slaughter every time I've watched it in events the past couple of months. I haven't seen it in pubs, which I guess the Americans were winning in pubs because the devs gave the CSA a ticket buff on that map of like 7.5%. The Americans completely left that. Snake fence, huh? But, I mean, but... In Garland's, it's hard. Americans don't win that map. They never do. But when we do watch that map, it's a trade-off, right? Because the USA side, they can either sit back and shoot and maybe start to get a little bit of ticket lead, but that takes too much time off, so you eventually have to charge in, and then you'll lose and be down like a third morale stage after each charge, just because of how biased that map is towards the defender side. So it's a balancing act. And I mean, DSA have been charging all game. Now they've been kind of sitting and shooting. Maybe they were waiting for that balance fix, which I mean, it seemed to just fix on its own, which is a good thing. But I mean, it's kind of getting to that point where they do need to charge again. It's taken them, I mean, charges and reforming is like 3-4 minutes. So, I mean, they've probably got 2 good charges at this point. 2, yeah, and then maybe a third one. But it's almost going to be a question of can they hit the Americans on the last stand. If they charge a lot, maybe. Remember, if they hit final push, the black timer will drop to a couple minutes, assuming we're not beneath that time already. But they'll still have infinite respawns, so... I mean, CSA is not out of this yet, but it's going to be tight.
Season wasn't a fluke.
Go Hoosiers! The Hoosier Nosers! Down the Hoosiers! Either.
Rather, keep on some deodorant, please, or think it out.
Johnny Lee, stay alive, my brother!
Dude, that's you and that big ass deodorant.
I want to hear it, man. I want to hear it. Smell.
Stay kneeling, guys. Don't stand.
Well, we got some movement here. Ah, they're going in. Yep. Savage Tech's, a lot of CSA are really far back. Now they're only starting to move. That's... Ugh. I like the idea here from CSA. They had guys up here. They're trying to shoot into the back of the guys on the stone wall. They just missed a lot of them.
Stab and go, stab and go. Come over. Come over.
Get your shots off first. Get your shots off first.
Stay off the fence, boys. Stay off the fence. Stay off the fence.
Wow.
Unless they're over there on the west. Are they on the west?
Get those muskets loaded. Nope. Get those muskets loaded.
Pussy boy, fat. They're gonna lose.
It's, I mean, it's a little over a third of a morale stage right now in balance. So, I mean, that shootout definitely helped the CSA with that ticket in balance. But the charge seems to have thrown it back out, which, I mean, CSA could, if they really wanted, they could, I think they just got to, oh, it's rough, it's rough. The time is an issue. I mean, we'll see how long it takes for the CSA side to actually reform, but they might be able to afford a minute or two of just shooting this out. Because the moment they hit final push, this is probably going to go down to 3.5 minutes. So, next charge, CSA is probably going to hit final push. So, you could very much argue that the CSA should just shoot this out for like 2.5 minutes, at least from this point. Until like the 4-minute mark, and then maybe charge it at that point. Hit final push, clock might drop a little bit, reform it made, and you'll have time to do one more good charge. That's how I think you got to go at this point if you're the CSA. Because you don't want to lose minutes, especially when you're trying to get the American side down. If you're winning in a shootout too, even by a little bit, you know, at least getting the American side closer down to last stand is the move. So, American side's kind of forming up. The CSA side is sitting behind the barn. Again, they've got 2 or so minutes to just shoot this out if they want.
Company B to the fence. Company B to the fence. Company B to the fence.
mean, you can see the Americans. I mean, the Americans are in a great spot. Don't get me wrong, but they still got to play good. They could lose this still.
I think we've got them pinned down there until they decide to come out.
I mean, you do have some CSA skirmishing it out on top. Not really skirmishing, but 2 cores up here. I didn't like how the whole CSA team charged in, and then it looked like they went in probably a little late, but not that necessarily matters. But these CSA guys, they can spread out for a minute and shoot. I know you want to have all your guys in charging, but you got to deal some form of ticket loss. And I mean, you do have some of that right now, but a lot just sitting back here, not doing anything right now.
Like southwest, left oblique on that fence line.
Five minutes. They've got about 50 seconds, I think, before they got to go on. I mean, most of the American team, they're waiting for it. This is going to be close. The Americans are going to be very close to last stand. If the CSA in this next charge can hit the Americans in the last stand, it's going to be tight. But if they can hit them in the last stand, they might actually have a shot at pulling this off. Again, it's still going to be very difficult for the CSA side, but they have to hit the Americans in the last stand in this next charge. Because once a side hits last stand, they'll have their whole team spawned in, and they can usually hold one charge, assuming they push the flags out. When are the British gonna oh my goodness, the CSA, when are they gonna charge? 4 minutes. I say they go now. And there they go.
Hey gentlemen, what makes the CSA go? Texas.
That's awesome. That's awesome. They're going to hit him in the last stand. Final push. Drop down to 2.5 minutes. You still got 6 LA, 2 core moving through the orchard. They're going to hit the Americans in the last stand.
Push in, MSG, push it.
Get away from that wall. Get away from that wall.
2 core still alive. They need to get them down obviously as soon as possible. They're just trying to stay alive. Flags for the CSA are a top priority. They have 2 of them right now, and 2 core is actually moving out right now. They don't want to get wiped with those flags there. Looks like they're shifting up to the top of the hill. You could still cap when you're over here, by the way, so not that they have numbers. American side trying to shift over, all the officers are.
Somebody, I don't know. Get your ass out.
Come on, boys. They're right here.
Last stand. CSA needs to keep the flags up so they can keep spawning guys in. America at this point, as you can see, they got a little wave in. America has their whole team left. If they were dead, they spawned in. If they die, they don't come back. America needs more bodies on point when the clock hits 0 to take the game.
Come.
If the CSA have more bodies, though, they can force an overtime. That's going to be huge. Meanwhile, the British team, here they come. Sorry, the CSA team, here they come. Good job on 2 core. They kept those flags alive.
Get off the freaking fence, boys, when they come up so they don't get killed instantly.
Back from the fence. Take 2 steps back from the fence. Take 2 steps back from the fence.
Get off the stone wall, get off.
Swing left, swing left now.
Swing left, boys.
Swing left, swing left.
Oh, look at they can't even get to the wall.
What a win. What a win. You know, props to TKO, right? They had a, you know, they charged, they stuck to their idea. They were down by at 1.3 of a morale stage, and they almost brought it back. They probably should have sat and shot it out with the American side a little bit sooner. But nonetheless, they played it really close. But MSG, congrats on a 2-0. We'll get the updated standings for you in a second. But wow, what what a match of roulette. You know, with the way that it was going, I definitely would not have expected it, especially with the past couple times we've seen it. That was actually really, really good. Really good. And if TKO would have shot it out instead of maybe doing a charge towards the end, who knows? But regardless, it is what it is. Congrats to MSG on a great 2-0. 2,000 casualties. Wow. We'll see you for the standings shortly. All right. I will say that the numbers I had for the standings at the beginning were slightly off. Most regiments got like an additional point or two, but I'm pretty sure this is the current standings as is. I just saw a mistake though. Alrighty, so sorry, 10th Tennessee, I had you in last, but now you're not in last, so apologies that. But anyways, yeah, here's the current standings as is. Sorry for messing up the standings at first. It's very weird, as you can see, with the point system on the bottom right, so might mess that up when we try to get these out fast, so apologies there. But anyways, with that all being said, good 2 rounds today. Congrats to MSG and the people on their team. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I won't be here next week to watch JD versus Corn Brigade. Who knows? Maybe there'll be a rematch, but won't be there for that. But I'll be there for the 2 Corps versus 51st Alabama matchup on the 23rd. But yeah, if you want to support the channel more, go beneath the video, hit the join button. By doing so, you can get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment in the bottom of our videos and get an additional broadcast per week. Besides that, though, we have our Discord clips channel and more in the description. If you were in this event, live streaming or recording uploaded, put the link in the description, and I'll put that in the pinned comment. But anyways, appreciate y'all. Could not do this without you. Thank you for 5K and the boost that we've had as of late. And we'll see you in the next one. Have a wonderful rest of your night.